What's up, everyone? It's your host, Ghost, coming to you live with another wonderful video. How's it going today? Sorry about being a little late today. My computer was acting up. I needed to restart it completely. Because for whatever reason, it decided that it needed to not work properly and not detect anything I had when it comes to my. Uh, I have no idea why, but yeah. So, anyways, that's what happened. Hold on, I'm pausing all these goddamn videos. All right. So, what I got today, Nancy Pelosi makes a January 6th comparison, and it's not what you think it'd be. Apparently, voting is an assault on democracy. Um, insurrectionists at the Capitol, will they be treated the same as J6? Pro-Palestinian insurrectionists stormed the Capitol yesterday, so they're going to be treated just like the January 6th people, right? Right? Uh, and then the U.S. weighs in on the hospital bombing, and it turns out the hospital bombing also was not what it was made to sound like. And then when it comes to the bombing, Israel has informed another hospital it will be bombed. We'll talk about that. Watch a short video. And then DeSantis wants to kick pro Hamas students out of college. RFK Jr. wants to pay for reparations. And then I got two woke videos I'm going to watch, and it's tweeted out by the same person. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay. So, Nancy Pelosi calls the vote for Speaker of the House an assault on democracy. Freaking things were all tied up, apparently. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's see what she has to say.
When we've had a speaker's race on our side or their side, we've always respected each other's judgment. But today and yesterday, that was an assault on our democracy, as Jim Jordan assaulted our democracy on January 6th. When we've had a
Okay. I mean, this clip doesn't really show much, but apparently calling a vote for a Speaker of the House is an assault on democracy. Apparently, somehow. I don't know. That makes sense, right, guys? Makes perfect sense to me. The fuck is this woman? But yeah, I mean, there's no real information on what she's talking about, apparently, so I can't really be like, oh, yeah, it was, or no, it's not. So I have no idea. But Gordon Erd, calling for votes of Speaker of the House is an assault on democracy. Okay. Stealing an election is an assault on democracy, too. If that ever happened, that'd be an assault on democracy. Let's watch an actual assault on democracy. Really want to get to it. Watch group, a group of pro-Palestinian insurrectionists stormed the Capitol today. And lives at TikTok asked the question: have any of them been arrested, hunted down, or thrown in gulags yet? Will any of them get 17 to 22 years prison sentences? Shaking. All right, so let's watch the video. So as you can see, they're clearly in the Capitol building. Okay, they're clearly there. Not only are they clearly there, they apparently interrupted some proceedings. Um, so my question is when will they be charged and arrested in? There's no way he actually said this. Sorry, hold on. Let me see what happened. But yeah, it apparently also interrupted uh, proceedings in the House, and that's actually people in the news. Same people who call January 6th an insurrection don't believe the same that this thing uh, entering the Capitol building interrupted official proceedings is an insurrectionist. Insurrection. Now, look, I don't think this is insurrection either. I don't either. I'm being tongue in cheek in the matter. Um, but I'm just going off of really what sorry. It's just funny to see, like, two things that are fairly similar and then treated completely separately. That's really what I'm going. I don't really think this is insurrection. I think it's a protest. I think it's a dumb protest. Um, but it's just funny seeing the same people that decry January 6th support this. But yeah, this ended up interrupting unofficial proceedings, and all these people could be charged with the same crime that whatever congressperson pulled the fire alarm. I can't even remember his fucking name. That's how little I care about him. But anyways, yeah, there we go. There's some pro-Palestinian insurrection happening the other day. It's funny. Oh, here's another video. Some entitlement here. I thought he was actually going to say this quote. What are you doing to me? I voted for Joe Biden. But it was some guy. So, people did get arrested, of course, which is fine. But yeah, there you go. That's what happened yesterday. People stormed the Capitol, interrupted official proceedings, and January 6th. Same thing. And I'm certain people, well, they didn't get violent. It's like, yeah, that's true. They didn't end up getting violent, but they were, obviously destructive enough to have several arrests happen. And I don't think much of the violence even happened inside the Capitol on January 6th. I think it happened outside the Capitol building. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's where most of it was. But here's the thing: they didn't all they really, they said the entire time on January 6th, be peaceful, keep being peaceful, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And again, I really don't think this pro-Palestinian protest was insurrection. I'm being very tongue-in-cheek about it. I don't think Jan 6 was insurrection-y. Neither is this. But it's just funny seeing the two be treated completely differently. Like these people actually trespassed on the building. Like they weren't. I haven't seen. They could very well have been, but I didn't see any. I haven't seen any videos of Capitol Police waving them through, telling them they support them or anything like that, as you see on some January 6th video. But a lot of January 6 people weren't charged with assault or anything of that matter. You know what they were charged with? Trespassing. That's what a lot of them were charged with, was trespassing. These fucking people are trespassing. So they should be charged, right? I mean, I'm just asking for the same treatment. Now, my preference is Jan 6 be treated the same as these pro-Palestinian protests. That's all I'm asking, is they be treated the same. So, all of them should be released and their sentences suspended. Which also, to any GOP, if any GOP person becomes president next term, their first thing should be to pardon all of J6 people, because they're all charged with federal crimes, if I remember correctly. And so the president could pardon them. That should be the first move if the GOP win. Will they? Probably not. All right. So done with that stuff. Now let's get into this stuff. So, I'm not going to play this video, but apparently the U.S. has their own independent assessment that it was a Palestinian Islamic Jihad rocket that misfired and hit the hospital in Gaza. Source: two senior U.S. officials. Now, here's the thing. Comes down to what I was talking about on, I don't really remember, but when I was talking about how when the government was saying, hey, we don't have any evidence of anyone trying to do anything to enter the U.S., no terrorism, blah, blah, blah. The same thing I said then applies now. It all comes down to, do you trust the government to tell you the truth about this? Now, here's the thing. They have an incentive to lie. If they lie, then their support for Israel appears to be sensible. So it's it helps them out if they are like, yeah, no, we totally verified that. Hey, this is this is not by Israel. This is by or Hamas. Blah blah blah. Fucking blah. Okay, so it's something that you definitely would. The U.S. has an interest in actually going along with it. So it all comes down to, again, is, do you trust after the COVID, the cough, after the vaccines, after elections, after January 6th, after everything, so on and so forth. The question is, do you believe the government? And that's a question that only you can answer. I mean, they could have been lying all about everything, and then this could be honest, but their credibility isn't that what it's up to stuff. Now, when I talked about this last, I said, we need an independent, verification of what Israel released, because they had released like a voice recording of a couple of Hamas guys, talking about it and admitting it was them, but there's no real, can you trust Israel? Because come on, of course they're gonna prop that out, even if it's true. Now, in the next video coming up, there may be some evidence that is pointing to Israel telling the truth. Shocking, I know. But that's what it is. Is do you trust these people? Again, if this was like the Brits or the French even or something like that, I'd probably give this more weight to it. But I'm still meh when it comes to believing what the U.S. government has to say. So here's that. Now, here's the thing. I say all that, but also here we go. It's basically the same video, so that's why I didn't play it. But Tim Young here has a very important thing. Remember when all the media said a hospital was bombed by Israel and 500 people died? Then it turned out that only the parking lot was hit. Those people didn't die, and it was Hamas rocket. I trust nothing from corporate. Yeah, that was the thing in the video that was released for by Israel. Is they were like, how do you know it was us? It was like, oh well, the shrapnel is an Israeli shrapnel. So that's the so here is apparently a video of the courtyard and parking lot area of the Ahli hospital in Gaza after the explosion last night. So here we go. So, and then that's the parking lot, and you can see the hospital. It looks like that's part of the hospital. Yeah. So okay.
الاحتلال الصهيوني في حق المدنيين الآمنين في مشفى الأهلي.
I have no idea what this guy is saying, so I have no idea. But if you look at the surrounding buildings, they all seem to be fairly intact. No, direct hit. Now, this could be just one video. There could be more of the hospital. It doesn't really look like a hospital I've ever seen. But I will trust the word of this video. And I gotta give it the same weight as I do everything else I've been hearing about this. Which means I trust it, but I don't trust it. If that makes any sense. Sorry about that. Big yawn. But anyways, so it looks like the U.S. and Israel is telling the truth because that doesn't look like an airstrike to me. Now, look, I haven't witnessed any airstrikes. I've never been on the ground on any airstrikes in my life, but I would think an airstrike would be a lot worse. Like there would be some dents in the ground, like some deep dents, potholes and whatnot in the ground. I would think that surrounding buildings would have some damage to it. Like this one right here, it does look like it has a little bit of damage, but not much. So to me, what I'm seeing with my own eyes, and again, that is saying, that's giving credit. Like this is what it says reported to be. This is the hospital where the bombing happened. That's it looks exactly like what Israel and the U.S. is saying, where it was a Hamas rocket that that fell short and landed in the hospital parking lot. That's what it looks like. Again, that's just what I'm seeing with my two own eyes. I again have absolutely no idea, no way I could possibly know, but that's what it looks like to me. All right. Now, after all that mess, Israel does this. So Israel has informed another hospital in Gaza it will be bombed. Israel ordered all doctors to leave to evacuate the hospital and abandon their patients. The hospital director responded, "We will not leave the hospital except to heaven." Sounds real great. Okay. So this is the video of it. This video of a hospital. No idea what this is. Here's the thing. Look, it looks like Israel has, weathered the storm, and it appears that they weren't the ones that bombed that last hospital, etc. So good there. But here's the thing. You shouldn't be bombing hospitals, period. Now, I understand the reason behind it. Don't get me wrong. Apparently, Hamas likes to leave their shit in hospitals and hide out in hospitals and all that stuff. So I get it, but it's bad optics regardless if the reason you have is valid or anything like that. But it's bad optics to bomb a goddamn hospital. So, solution, don't bomb a goddamn hospital. Go in there, send some troops, send Mossad, send special forces, whatever, to go into the hospital and go and strictly aim for the Hamas terrorists in there. When you bomb a hospital, you just look like a monster. So I don't know what's going to happen. They may actually end up bombing it. I don't know. I think it's a very dumb decision if they bomb it because they just weathered one storm where they were like, oh, and I don't think the excuse of, well, we warned them would help them with the bombing of a hospital where there's wounded people, patients, probably kids. Like there's no way this is going to really help them, honestly. If they end up bombing it. Like I said, send special forces and Mossad. I don't care. That should be the what you should do when it comes to a hospital. Don't bomb the goddamn hospital. Because the excuse of, well, we warned them doesn't really hold water, honestly. All right, we are just about done with all this shit on Hamas and whatnot. We got one last thing on Hamas. All right. So DeSantis wants to kick pro-Hamas students out of college. That's why people aren't liking the DeSantis. So much. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is upping the ante regarding Hamas sympathizers in the U.S., saying that foreign college students who, support the militant organization should have their visas revoked. All right, this is a little different than what I initially thought. I was thinking they were just talking about, in general. But okay. Following the October 7th attack that killed hundreds of Israelis in the biggest act of aggression on its soil in decades, Lord, New York Times Post, whatever this is, or Newsweekly, sorry, Newsweek. Some Americans at institutes of higher learning expressed support for some Hamas, a terrorist organizations, as designated by the United States government. Many have faced career-based repercussions due to voicing their opinions. Nearly 3,000 people have been killed in Gaza as of Wednesday, the Associated Press reported, citing the Gaza Health Ministry. More than 14 people have been killed in Israel. Another roughly 10,900 people have been wounded or buried underneath rubble, dead or alive. It raises a large issue. What the hell is going on in American universities nowadays? DeSantis said on the Megyn Kelly show on Sirius XM. This would not have happened during World War II when the Japanese attacked us. You did not see student groups going out there and celebrating that. Remember, Americans were massacred too. It wasn't just Israelis, and Americans are still being held hostage as well as Israelis. Well, to be fair, after the attack on Pearl Harbor, U.S. government put most Japanese people or Asian people in general in concentration camps. So, to be fair, he called it an institution sickness that wouldn't have occurred 2 or 3 decades ago. I agree with that, adding that the value of a Harvard resume doesn't mean as much as it did then. Now, you see that resume, to me, I run the other way. I'm assuming that there's a lot of problems embedded into whatever's being fed into that student because of how toxic the culture's gotten in our universities. I can understand that. What I will say is this: any of those students who are here on visas, those visas should be canceled. They should be repatriated back to their home country. That's a no-brainer. Why would we welcome people into this country who are totally hostile to basic American decencies and values? Eh. 2 visas currently exist for foreigners who want to study at U.S. colleges and universities, known as F1 M1 visas. F1 allows people to enter the U.S. as full-time students at an accredited university, college, university, seminar, conservatory, academy, high school, elementary school, or other academic institutions, or in a language training program. The M1 visa includes students in vocational and non-academic programs, along with other than language training. Schools like Harvard and New York University have been in the spotlight based on views expressed by some of the students and groups on campus. Following Hamas' initial attack that reignited the conflict, the Harvard Palestinian Solidarity Group released a statement signed by at least 35 student groups that blamed Israel. We, the undersigned student organization, hold the Israeli regime entirely responsible for all the violence, for all unfolding violence. The Harvard Undergrad Palestinian Solidarity Committee and the Harvard Graduate Students for Palestine sent in a joint statement post on social media. The statement receives plenty of ridicule, notable from Harvard alumni whose views are antithetical to what the statement imposed. They include former Harvard President Larry Summers, who is Jewish and wrote on X, formerly Twitter, that the university silence made it appear at best neutral towards acts of aggressions against the Jewish state of Israel. In the past 24 hours, the Wexford Foundation ended its 34 relationship with the institution and its Harvard Kennedy School, cutting off all financial and programmatic ties. The foundation condemned the university's response to the Hamas attack as a dismal failure. That's the right response. Pro-Hamas statements have had career repercussions for some future graduates too. Neil Barr, managing partner of the prestigious law firm Davis, Polk, and Wardwell, told staff via email that it had rescinded job offers to 3 law students in leadership positions in Harvard and Columbia University groups that issued such statements. At NYU, a law student and president of the Student Bar Association lost a job offer at another law firm after publishing a newsletter says Israeli bears full responsibility for the Hamas attack, adding, "I will not condemn Palestinian resistance. If you look at what they did, what the Hamas terrorists did, as bad as Al-Qaeda and ISIS in some of their worst moments, I think this has reached a new low." DeSantis told Kelly, "The idea that you would go out and celebrate that as a good thing, that is absolutely the type of person you should not want to hire. I would not hire any of those people who are doing that." God damn. DeSantis recently sparred with a would-be voter in New Hampshire on how attacks against innocent Palestinians differ from attacks on innocent Israeli. I disagree with that. Extremely. The back and forth resulted in a man saying he had plans to vote for DeSantis, but not anymore. Oh, man. Got good. And Newsweekly did reach out to the DeSantis campaign, Harvard, and NYU via email for comment. So I don't agree with DeSantis saying we should rescind visas because American values are the ability to speak your mind. These people think that Palestinians are correct and Palestinians are correct, Israelis are wrong, any of that, then they should be allowed to express that. What I do support is jobs, independent jobs, saying, yeah, well, if that's what you think, then we don't want you here. I support that 100%. Jobs should be able to do that. Like the Wexler Foundation, and then I also support, foundations like the Wexner Foundation ending its relationship, saying we don't agree with what your values on this. We're just not going to do business with you. Have a good day. That's perfect. That's a perfectly good response. And then Neil Barr from Davis Polk and Wardwood, who rescinded job offers to 3 law students. Sorry about that. Oh, rescinding the job offers, and then the whoever lost the job offer, whatever job rescinded their offer to the law student and the president of the Student Bar Association, who published that letter newsletter. I agree with those methods. I think private businesses, foundations, and whatnot, they should, hey, if you're going to have these stance, and the stance is really Harvard was neutral about it. What did he say? Yeah, at best, neutral towards acts of terrorism against the Jewish state of Israel. So at best, they were neutral, and that's probably giving them a lot of benefit. So I'm all for those kind of reactions. Those are private people doing what they believe is right. I don't believe in the government going and saying, "Hey, you said something we don't like. We're going to kick you out." That's a very slippery slope, even if they are foreign nationals. I think if you're, in here, you should have the ability to freely express your support to terrorist groups if that's what you believe. And as such, if you do it publicly and online and everything, then you should equally be okay with jobs. We're saying no, we don't want you around here. So I think like I said, the response to these various foundations and jobs was like, yeah, we don't want those guys. They can find another place to work. I think that's perfectly valid. So government, no. Private institutions, yes. All right, we're done. We are finally done with the Hamas stuff, with the Israel-Hamas war, all of that. We're done. I know, all that crap. We're finally done. It's beautiful. All right. Interesting. Looks like Sidney Powell, one of Trump's former attorneys, has pled guilty in the Georgia election subversion case. That's dumb. And that's one day before her trial. What a waste. All right. So here we go. So we're done with the Hamas stuff. Before we get into it, since I've been doing a terrible job at promoting it now, I want you guys to, if you're interested, of course, if you're interested, only if you're interested. Excuse me. Check out Coffee Brand Coffee. Coffee Brand Coffee is a coffee group I'm affiliated with. So check them out. They have delicious coffees that range, light to dark roast. But they have various other flavors when it comes to coffee. They got bourbon, Rocky Road. My personal favorite is French toast. That's my personal favorite. So if you want, definitely check out Coffee Brand Coffee if you like coffee or anything like that. If you're not a coffee drinker, but you want something delicious, I have not tried it, so I don't know. But I assume if they've made the coffee right, then tea should be just as easy. Because they offer teas. They got oolong, chamomile, apple pie, biscotti, various teas. If you're a tea drinker, whether maybe you're British or you're another weirdo, it's a joke. Check out Coffee Brand Coffee for your tea needs. And then if you don't like either of those, but you're realizing, oh shit, fall is here, means winter's coming. It's fucking cold. I want something warm and delicious to drink on these cold fall and winter nights. Well, have no fear. Coffee Brand Coffee has hot chocolate. They got marshmallow, caramel, and velvety. So try out some Coffee Brand Coffee hot chocolate. So in the description of the video, as well as you can see scrolling across on my banner on the screen, there is a referral code and a coupon code. The referral code and coupon code, if you use either of them, they'll give you 5% off. However, if you decide to subscribe, that gives you 10% off, and you can cancel at any time. If you do the subscription, you can't get the additional 5% from using either the referral code or the coupon code. But even if that's true, still use the referral code because it gives me the credit for the sale. And I'm a hoe and I want credit for my sale because you give me a little small percentage, not a lot, but a small percentage. And like I said, I'm a hoe. But yeah, so check out Coffee Brand Coffee. Much appreciated. All right, on with the show. I want to say one thing real quick. I remember saying this the other day or yesterday. Apparently, Cher announces she will leave the United States if Donald Trump is elected in 2024. Retweeted that, and I gotta say, I feel like I've heard that before somewhere. Anyone else? Anyone else hear amass people saying, "Hey, if this person's elected, we're going to leave"? I've heard that before, haven't you? I've heard it before. All right, so on to RFK. So apparently, RFK believes we must set aside federal dollars for federal reparations. Well, that's a fucking idiot. We must set aside federal dollars aside to rebuild black infrastructures. Why? They're the ones who destroyed it. I don't mean that in tongue in cheek, but I mean, if any infrastructures have been rebuilt, they probably destroyed it during the whole Summer of Love BLM riots. So why should we, pay for that? I'm asking this as an honest question. President candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who recently announced his run as an independent, has come out in support of giving taxpayer-funded reparations to black people. Joe Biden has largely remained mum on the issue, which has created frustrations for members of the far left, according to the New York Post. Communities have been specifically targeted for destruction, need to be specifically targeted for repair. Why? Let's be honest. All these destruction targets, whatever, odds are, were destroyed during the BLM riots. All right. Kennedy's campaign website states in a section titled Racial Healing. It says that black-owned banks, businesses, hospitals, schools, and farms were targeted for destruction during the Jim Crow era, resulting in black people having no chance to build wealth. Yes, but that era ended long ago. What's their excuse now? We must set federal dollars aside to rebuild black infrastructure. No, we don't. You should use the money they're already getting to do that. They're already getting. Or the city should be like, yo, if you're black, want to do this, we'll help out. Or something like that. But we don't need federal tax dollars. These programs complement direct redress payments of tax credit to descendants of victims of Jim Crow and victims of persecution. But these people aren't victims themselves. RFK. That's the thing. These people aren't the victims. If you wanted to do that, you needed to do that back when it happened. The website reads, RFK Jr. will find ways to offer this redress that are legal, fair, and win the approval of Americans of all races. Other notable remarks from the same section includes plans of prison and police reform. Kennedy has pledged to undo the legacy of the 94 crime bill that disfavored African Americans. Here's the thing. You know who really wanted that bill? African Americans. Black community leaders wanted that 94 crime bill because they had a crack. Was it crack? I think it was a crack. It was crack. The crack epidemic that was going on in the black community. I think it was crack. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I think it was, but I could be wrong. So yeah. Well, that's okay. While also seeking to have early release for instances of nonviolent offenders. He also emphasized that a need for the prison system. Dude, I got like a hair or something on my nose, and every time I breathe, it like tickles my nose. It's driving me nuts. Sorry. He also emphasized a need for a prison system to pursue rehabilitation rather than punishment, and to have de-escalation training for the police. Kennedy will reorientate police to serve, not occupy, black communities to keep neighborhoods safe rather than harass their residents. The federal government will work with localities to change police culture with pro-community incentives, training and de-escalation, and cooperation with neighborhood organizations. Okay. So I think the move was made to try and get some voters from, God damn it. All right, just I have like a hair or something that tickles my goddamn nose. It pisses me off. So I think the reason RFK is going through this is he's trying to garner some support from the lefties that are, still want to vote Democrat but aren't quite sold on Joe. Here's the thing. While he does that, he's probably going to cause far, the same amount, if not more, of the people on the right that are support him from leaving him. Because reparations are dumb. Reparations are something you do after the act itself. Not, was it 20, 30 years? I don't even know how long it was since Jim Crow ended. Plus years later. That's the thing. So this talk of reparations is not going to fly. No, because here it comes down to, what if you have a person who, half black, half white, their black half, their ancestors were slaves, and their white half were slave owners. I know this is an extreme circumstance, but it's far more, it's just possible. It's just as possible. So are you telling me the white half has to give reparations to the black half? I mean, it's ridiculous. But let's set aside that ridiculousness, because that's pretty extreme. I admit it. What about, like, how do you determine who is eligible for this? How do you determine that? Okay. Like, you're gonna have to run like an ancestry on everyone to see if they even and find records of anyone for anyone to see if their ancestors were slaves. Because if not, then you can get Nigerians or Sudanese or South Africans or what else? Or Saharans. All Africans coming in and potentially taking some of that money. So you're gonna need to like test these people DNA, and how much of a how much black do you got to have in you to get those reparations? Is it half? More than half? 99%? Like, there's all, we've mixed. The problem with reparations now is we've mixed together several bloodlines since then, and it's all muddied at this point. That's why the reparations aren't going to work, because you're going to have to end up categorizing these people, figuring out who gets it and who doesn't, who makes the cut and who doesn't. It's just going to end up poorly. But again, I think RFK is trying to do this to try and garner some support from the leftist people. I think he's going to end up losing just as many people, because I don't even think a lot of independents support reparations. I don't even think a lot of liberals support reparations. That's why it never really gained much steam. It's the same with the gun stuff. Like, the reason gun control isn't popular is because there's just as many people who don't support it as do, and probably actually far more people that don't support it actually. So that's a problem. All right, so now we're done all that. All the political stuff is out. Thank God, all the political stuff is out. All right, so now we got 2 woke videos we're gonna watch, and they're tweeted out by the same goddamn person. All right, so here we go. So this person is very upset that she went to college. She realized in college is pretty much a scam, and she's very upset by it because she's still a server. And here's the thing: this person tweets, "Her college debt should be forgiven, and someone needs to give her a job that pays at least 100K." My question to Dr. Jebra Fauci is why? Why should her college debt be forgiven? Did someone put a gun to her head and force her to take on that debt? I don't think so. And why does someone need to give her a job? What skills has she proven she has to get said job and to work it effectively? You don't get something just because you got a degree. Most people don't give 2 shits about a degree because it really requires experience. Anyways, here we go.
So I'm headed to my serving.
So let's listen to this chick. She's a fucking idiot.
Headed to my serving job. I fucking hate it.
Oh yeah, I hate it.
I fucking hate it. Be why I make more
Get a
money
new
for
job.
serving. I have my literal business marketing degree that put me in a.
I have a question. What does a business marketing degree do? Like what? What is it? Okay, cool. You have a business marketing degree. So, but like, what is it for? You like teach you how to market business? I guess I don't know.
Cute $80,000 in debt.
That you chose to do.
And I make more serving sushi rolls because I've been applying to marketing jobs fucking for weeks now, and the pay cut is insane. But the jobs that are like a cute 150 to 200,000 a year, I'm not getting those. I'm a almost 25-year-old. My birthday soon. Almost 25-year-old chick going against, corporate ass America. People with so much experience.
Oh my God! So much experience? You're going against people with actual experience in the industry that have proven that they can do the job. You're going against them, and the people that are hiring aren't hiring you because you don't have any experience. All you got is a paper that says, "Hey, you've sat around with in enough classes to be able to do shit." Well, I don't have any experience. All you got is a paper that says. Just make sure my mic's fucking working. Sorry. But yeah, oh my God. So all you got to your name is a degree. That's all you got. A piece of paper that says, "Hey, you went to enough classes. We're giving you a paper." Okay. You're dumb enough to spend $80,000 in debt. We'll give you this piece of paper. So you're complaining that you have no experience in marketing at all, no experience whatsoever, but you want a 150, 200K job with zero experience at all. That's what you want. And you're upset that you're not getting that, and that the entry-level jobs, which obviously they're entry levels, pays less than the server. Okay. But while it may pay less, the potential to get paid more is probably far higher than you would get if you continue being a server.
All I got is my degree.
Yeah, shocking.
People say, get your degree, but then they don't talk about how you need experience. The degree was the experience!
Really? The degree was an experience? Going to class and sitting there listening to someone who, isn't successful at business talk about business marketing. And it's clear that they're not successful at business because they're teaching. Because successful business owners don't go and start working at a college teaching business school. They don't. They continue being successful businessmen, and they will occasionally mentor someone that they view deserves to be mentored. But they don't go to business school. That wasn't the experience. Going to school for 4 years, I'm assuming it's a 4-year degree, from, let's see, what's it, September to June? I don't even fucking know. I never went to college. And then on the weekends, getting drunk and partying with your friends. That's the experience. It's not the experience, lady. It's just a sense of entitlement from this chick, and it really annoys the shit out of me.
I need to relax.
I need to relax.
So I'm headed to my serving job.
So she's very upset because she can't get a job, or she can't get an entry level, or she doesn't want to get an entry level job because it pays less than a serving job. Well, look, I have a wild idea. It's really wild, guys. It's really wild. Okay, do both. There we go. Do both. Mornings, work as a server or work as a business marketer. Afternoons and nights, work as the server. There we go. Boom. I know. Weekends too. Give up your weekends and work these both jobs. 2 jobs. I know, that's wild. Or what you should have done to be intelligent is work the entry level business job, marketing job, sorry. Work that instead of your server job. That way, after 4 years, you would have the required experience along with the required degree. Well, not really the required degree, but the degree. Then you can say, look, I got 4 years plus experience working as an entry level marketing person. Now, to be fair, I'll be fair here. Maybe it require. I don't think so, actually. I don't think an entry level marketing job would require a college degree for you to get an entry level marketing job and then pay less than a server. I don't think that's true. That would be it. So you probably could have done that instead of working your server job. You could have worked the marketing job. Then 4 years, you'd have 4 years of experience as a in marketing, and you would have that 4-year degree. So there you go, 4 years experience, 4 years for a degree. Boom! That would have been amazing. But now you fucked up. You didn't do that. So now your server job pays more than the marketing job. Okay, that's fine. Work 2. Okay, mornings or evenings, however you prefer it, waitressing and all that shit, or serving. And then mornings, and then on the opposite schedule, work the marketing job. Then you can get that experience. So there you go. Solution right there. Boom. I know. Mind blown. Actually, I'm going to actually comment on that. Actually. There you go. Boom. I know. I tweeted this. Revolutionary idea. Work both jobs. 8 hours as a server, 8 hours at the marketing job. You keep your income the same while getting a little extra. Boom. I know. Blown mind. Yes. It's a 16-hour work week or 16-hour work day. Well, guess what? I do that all the time. So I, bare minimum 13, well, roughly 13 to 16-hour average on a work week most of the time. So there you go. All right. I know. I probably just blew y'all's mind. All right. So then let's check this out. So this is tweeted out by the same person. I want to be more very specific. This was tweeted out by the same person. Dr. Jebra Fauché. Prison time is an appropriate punishment for respecting the emotions, pronouns, and chosen gender of trans folk. No, it's not. You don't get to police my speech just because you don't like the speech I use. And look, I'm sure some of you would think, oh, this is a parody. No, I've looked at her goddamn thing. It's not a parody. She's author of How the Trump Years Turned Me into a Social Justice Warrior, Demi-Vegan, Moroner. And she lives in California. She's a fucking idiot. I don't even think she's a real doctor, I'm betting. She probably is, but okay, so here we go. So apparently this is apparently this is an LGBTQ. This is from the UK, maybe Canada, or some shit like. It's probably from Canada. That's why they got UK flag, because Canada's gay.
Zone to prohibit within 100 meters of the property any homophobic, transphobic act of intimidation, threat, offensive threats, offensive remarks, protest, disturbance, and distribution of hate propaganda within the meaning of the criminal code. It also comes with it a penalty of $25,000 if prosecuted successfully. Firstly, it enables the Attorney General to create a 2S LGBTQI plus community safety zone to prohibit within 100 meters of the property any homophobic, transphobic.
Okay, so there you go. They want to. Well, this is Canada, so they don't have freedom of speech. That's why Canada sucks. But they want to, fine people for not using their people's preferred pronouns. Look, you ain't that fucking special, all right? You don't get fucking special treatment, all right? If you look like a chick, I'm gonna call you a chick. If you look like a dude, I'm gonna call you a dude. There you go. Like, this is so fucking retarded. Oh man, I'm using a bunch of words that YouTube probably won't like. Well, fuck you, YouTube. I got more followers than Rumble, anyways. That's all I care about. I care about Rumble. FYI, support me on Rumble. Rumble.com/withghost. But yeah, this is dumb. This is dumb. You need, this lady, prison time is the appropriate punishment for not respecting. No. First off, okay, for not respecting the emotions. Emotions are fleeting. They change every day, okay? So while one thing may offend you one day, the same thing may not offend you the next day. So emotions are changing all the time. They're erratic. They're not a valid measurement. Pronouns are dumb. Okay? This whole Z-zerd, all that crap, it, they, dumbass, dumber, it's dumb. Okay? Pronouns are dumb. And then chosen gender or trans. You don't get to choose your gender. You are what you are. And that's the biggest thing that probably helped the trans community is like, look, you are what you are. Accept it. Okay? Live your life as what you are. You were born this way. You are a girl or a guy. Accept it. Be happy about it. Live with it and go about your day. Trying to coddle these people into saying, "Oh no, you're not that gender. You were born into the wrong body" or crap like that doesn't help them at all. Okay. You know how I know it doesn't help them? It's because the suicide rate after transitioning fully, full surgery and everything, does not get that much better afterwards. So that's why I know it's bullshit. We coddle these people instead of sitting them down and having an honest discussion with them. Like, look, you may feel this way, but feelings are fleeting. They change every day. So while you may feel this way, that's not the truth. You are who you are. You need to accept that this is who you are. What the fuck? Sorry. But yeah, you are who you are. You need to accept who you are. Okay. The second you accept yourself and not let other people's actions dictate how you feel, the better off you'll be. But first off, you need to accept who you are. And who you are is not, cannot be changed. You are a girl. If you're a girl, you are a dude. If you're a dude, okay? You are both these things, either one of these things. And nothing you say, do, or do will ever change that. You need to accept that. Stop being coddled. Stop being a pussy. Just accept who you are. All right. Now, real quick, I just saw this video. And this is a congresswoman, people, right here. This right here is a congressperson.
You guys are crazy!
You're an animal. Get a job.
Get a job. Get a job. Sounded like a Trump rally. That's what it sounded like. I could be wrong, but it sounded like a Trump rally. Anyway, I don't know. She fucking went apeshit for some fucking reason. All right, so there you go. All right, so that's the end of the show. I just saw that. I laughed a little bit, so I wanted to show that off. Okay, so that's all I got today. I laughed my ass off at some things. Oh, sorry. All right, so some housekeeping. First off, November 8th, I will be covering the third GOP debate. I have no idea who's even. I wonder. I need to text my wife something. Let's see. So who's so far has qualified for the GOP debate? Not fucking. So far, there's Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Vivek. They have all so far qualified for the third debate. It says Donald Trump, no. Okay, so New York Times is incorrect in that matter. So it's not that he doesn't qualify; it's the fact that he didn't participate in the first two debates, and is unlikely to take part in the third. But so far, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, and Vivek Ramaswamy has qualified for the third debate. Mike Pence, Chris Christie, Tim Scott, Doug Burgum. They both four of them have not qualified. So, so far, we still got. What did you say? Still got 3 weeks. So, something to change. Probably not. If anyone ends up qualifying in the last, seconds, it at most would be Mike Pence. Chris Christie and Tim Scott and Doug Burgum. You could tell even the GOP guys knew that they weren't making it very far because a lot of the questions that were asked were never really directed at them. And they kind of got a few mulligans here and there. And Chris Christie, most of the time he said anything, he was just half the time it was, oh, Donald Trump bad. I was like, okay, dude, whatever. So, but there you go. So, but yeah, I do plan to cover the GOP debate. Tomorrow there will be no show. I really should do this at the top of the hour, but I'm still doing my video format correctly. So I'm sure no one's watched this far. It's okay. But tomorrow there will be no show, at least on my daily show. I will, however, we'll be gaming tomorrow morning, and we'll be playing the new Spider-Man 2. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you follow me at official W Ghost on X to find out when I am going live, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, be on the lookout for that. But yeah, so that's what's going to happen tomorrow. I was planning to try and cover the Courtney Clinic case in about 2 months, but I don't think that's going to be feasible because I do have to take some time off in February, and I don't think I'll have enough time in between to do that. But what I may end up doing is doing like the trial in the morning and then watch it in the morning until I got to go to work. And then I'll go and that'll be it. That's what I may try to do, but I don't know yet. Or I might just take 2 days off instead of 4. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but we'll see. So there you go. Sorry, I got distracted. All right. I hope you all have a good day. Make sure you give me a like and a follow. Yeah. And check out my gaming tomorrow. Playing Modern Warfare 2 on Realism. Obviously, that's not going to be possible. I will probably play a little bit out this afternoon. Otherwise, I won't probably do it tonight. But I will be playing Spider-Man tomorrow. I'll probably do it around 7-ish. But yeah, I hope you all have a good day. Peace out. See you later.